I really hate to come back to you guys with this. Like it's just been a hard week so far. As just a steward of livestock is just the best way I can say it. Like, I look a mess because I am a mess, because this is probably one of the most stressful things that I've had to go through. I'm pretty sure I have my second case of listeriosis. And this time it's Miss Margie. And you guys can see there, she's got a limp jaw. She's kind of staring off, and she's doing a lot of the foaming. I've already started treatments on her, but I have to be really brutally honest. Like, I will not drag myself through a week of it, knowing what I know now that I went through with Merida. Merida kind of went up and down before she just finally crashed and I couldn't pull her out of it. I pulled her aside yesterday just because she was standing away from everybody after eating and just seemed a little sad. And I said, Mark, does she look sad to you? And he says, yeah, you might want to pull her. And when I walked up to her, she had the drool coming out of the side of her face, and immediately brought her in and isolated her. So this has just been a really terrible, it's only been a week. I put Merida down on Tuesday. It's just been really hard. I don't mean to get emotional, but it's just really hard when livestock, you are 100% responsible, zero control of things like this. So I've started treatments on little Miss Margie here, but I do not have a good prognosis for her. I'm going to try to give her 48 hours to see what she does. And I won't drag her as long as I drug Merida. So I think this is my second case. So now I'm getting ready to go in, and I'm getting ready to pull all of my feeders that I have so I can clean them, because really listeria can be a bacteria in the soil. It can live in dirty feed bunks. It can live in lots of things. So I am just now scared that this is case number 2. I don't know where I'm going with this, and I've never had to experience this. So I don't want to tell you I'm scared, but scared to death of having a complete and total outbreak on my farm. And this is the only thing I can do to kind of stop that, is where there's communal anythings, I'm pulling them and I'm cleaning them. See, communal spaces on a farm can be the feed bowls that I have out here. It can be the hay bunk. It can be the salt lick. It can be the water trough. I have a molasses lick out here for extra nutrients that I'm pulling aside that I don't know what to do. I don't know how I can honestly sanitize that. Honestly, for that, it'd just probably throwing it away. But I'm out here right now just trying to, I'll be moving my bunk. I'll be spraying it down with a low bleach solution. And then I will be feeding them far out and away from this ground for a few days. Pieces of food and organic matter that can sit in these feed bowls. And you can see, like, it's just leftovers. There's some feces in there, and that is perfect spreading for this. So I am pulling this out. I really thought Merida was a one-off, and when I saw Margie last night, just my heart dropped, because she gets 48 hours and I have to make a call to see if she's getting better, and if she's not, then I'm gonna humanely euthanize her. So this is the hard part, guys. You know, we speak at conferences and we talk about owning goats and what it's like, and the reason I do these videos and I bring you in when I'm emotional and just kind of, because you guys need to see what it's like raw. People that are thinking about doing anything with livestock or livestock husbandry, you need to see moments like this raw, because it's reality. This is me being panicked and frustrated and freaking out and scared for my herd, because honestly, like, this could wipe out my herd. So I'm just doing my best, trying to stick with it and do what's right for them. I'm really scared. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm really scared. So I got her to stand up, but I don't know if you guys can see, like, her tongue is hanging out. She's drooling a lot. So she is declining very rapidly. It's dark now, but I have been pulling all of my feeders. I pulled out the molasses bucket. There's my feeders. They're in a trough of water that also has some bleach and cleaning chemicals in it. I always clean all of my food pans and my buckets. I scrub them, I sanitize them before winter time sets in. And I'm just glad I have a lot of feeder. I have like a lot of feed pans. So I was able to just get some new ones and put them out there. Well, I'm letting those soak overnight in this cleaning solution. But like, she is so uneasy on her feet. And I've been doing the normal treatment every 4 to 6 hours for both listeriosis and polio. It's thiamine and a high dose of penicillin. And you can pick whether you're going to use Banamine or dexamethasone for your anti-inflammatory. She had a fever last night, so she gave Banamine. You should not give Banamine and dexamethasone at the same time. Everything I've read online says don't do it. They kind of cancel one another out. So because of the fever, I chose Banamine. I'm getting ready to take her temperature again because I feel like she's probably feverish again, because she's coming up on that 24-hour mark where I could be giving her an anti-inflammatory. Whether I want to switch to Draxin or dexamethasone is kind of dependent on her, but like she's starting to lose the ability to hold her tongue in, which for me says that paralysis is getting ready to take hold. And just after what I went through with Merida, guys, I'm gonna be really honest. I'm having the vet out in the morning at 8 a.m. To kind of have a consultation with me and see if there's something that she knows that I don't know, because I feel like I'm out of my depth and I need the peace of mind. And I know vets are expensive and I'm prepared to pay a vet 100% to help my goats. But if this is what I think it is, I could fight as long as I did with Merida with the same result and just drain my medicine cabinet, which penicillin was a very not nice word to get a hold of because of the new laws that have been passed. I can't just go to Tractor Supply anymore and just pick up penicillin when I need it. I have to actually go to my vet or have a prescription. And my vet is telling me, hey, it was in backlog for a long time. I wonder why, because everybody saw the legislation coming in and said, I need to stockpile my pharmacy. I never saw it come in any of the Tractor Supplies I was in, because I was trying to do the same thing. And they just didn't want to give me a whole lot of penicillin because, I mean, everybody has to go to a vet now for it. Tinfoil hat, we will have a discussion on this. I really do want to make a video talking about this. But for right now, I'm going to have her come in tomorrow and do a consultation with me, see if there's anything that I'm missing, and to see if there's anything cost effective that I can do for her. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to pull her out of this, guys. I'm going to be really honest. And I'm not going to drag her. I drug Merida. And on that last day, she made it very clear she was done being drugged. And I had to take responsibility and I had to relieve her of her suffering. And it's a terrible thing to do. And I feel like tomorrow I'm going to have to do it for Margie. Because at this point, I could drag her. She may come out of it. It's slim to very, very low percentage that she could come through and make a full recovery if it's listeriosis, which I'm really sure that it is. And it's going to drain my pharmacy. When it comes down to it, and this is going to sound terrible. So if you don't want to follow our channel for me saying this, then that's fine. You run your goat herd how you want. But we're getting to the point now where we really are starting to try to breed up, which means when we have appraisers out here and we have show rings and we have all these people that we go and subject our herd to give us sound advice on, you know, if they're good breeding prospects, what are the pros about their conformation? What are the cons about it? And how do I breed up from that? Well, actually, when we had our appraiser out in late August, I had Margie appraised. Margie has what is called carpal hyperextension. Carpal hyperextension is basically where those front knees kind of bend backwards. And it just means over time, it's going to cause her pain. She's not going to live a long, healthy, happy life because of that defect. It'll make it to where it's very painful for her to get around. You guys can visit Weedham and Reap. Danelle's had a line of her goats that show carpal hyperextension. And because of that, she decided to have her lovely little Willow to have her fixed, have her neutered, no, spayed. For Margie, because of that, and that is ultimately what would happen to her, she would have to go to a pet home, and I would have to pray to God that people would listen to me and not breed her, because it's going to just wear her down, and it's going to cause that genetic to pass on to other animals to make them also weak and unhealthy animals. Her genetics were never meant to be passed on from that moment. Everybody else is pretty much bred in my barn, and Margie is not, for that reason. She was going to go to a pet home when I could get around to posting her, and I don't think she's going to pull out of it. And when it comes to whether I save my limited pharmaceuticals now, thanks to the US government and their legislation when it comes to over-the-counter veterinarian medicines that you and I have access to, I have to make this choice. I have to keep my pharmaceuticals that I have on hand or that I have easy access to for animals that are meant to go on in my breeding program. And Margie is not one of those animals. I'm going to have to make a choice on her tomorrow, because this is it's awful to help an animal up that is usually spry and sweet and comes to you and loves you, and to see them become a slobbering, just they're not there. Their minds, you can just tell they don't feel good. They're in pain. They start to lose command over their whole being, their whole body. It's awful. I drugged Merida for a long time because Merida had a lot of merit in my herd, and there was a lot of promise from her for her to live. Margie does not have that same promise. And honestly, with the way the goat market is right now, it's completely and totally saturated. We had all these people come in and want all these goats, and now they're deciding they don't want to be goat keepers because they're facing things like this. And she just went down. Yeah, she just fell down. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, honey. I'm sorry. It's okay. I'll help you up. I'll help you up. It's okay. You're okay. You're okay. Here we go. See, we can just lay like this. See, let's just lay like this, honey. How's that? You want up on your side? You want up on your side so you can... No, you don't have to stand. No, let's lay down. Let's lay down. Will you lay down? I really want you to lay down now. Whoops. I know, honey. It's okay. Here, honey. I know. Right here, okay? Right here. Stay right here. You're okay. You're all right. See? It's okay. You okay right there, honey? I know. It's okay. You're okay. You're all right, honey. Why don't you lay down? So you don't fall. You'll fall over and it won't be good. It's okay. And this is where her not being, because they can actually kill themselves by, and I know that sounds awful, they can't just fall over and kill themselves. If she lays like that too long, like in the night for 4 to 6 hours when I'm trying to sleep between treatments, like that can collapse down on her digestive system and can twist it and do all kinds of terrible things to it if she can't get right back up, and it can cause her to bloat and die. So while the falling itself won't kill her, the falling can cause complications that if she doesn't have the wherewithal to right herself or the command over her limbs and her body to do that for herself, she'd die. So this has been the most trying year. I cannot wait for 2024 to be over, goating wise, because it has been really, really taxing and terrible. So I had the vet out this morning for Margie, and we made the choice to go ahead and humanely euthanize her, and we'll be sending her body off to my vet to take samples and send the appropriate samples to Purdue to have Purdue run appropriate tests to try to see what we're working with here, because I mean, this is number 2 within a week. So for me, I was already starting to panic that there was a much larger issue that we're dealing with here. And I guess the girls up at the reception desk didn't tell my vet that this is number 2. I met her in my driveway this morning, and she's like, oh, that Merida's not getting better. And I'm like, no, Merida, I had to put her down, and this is number 2. And she stopped where she was at. She went and put on full body scrubs, put on new boots, which is smart because of biosecurity practices, which to me was also kind of a nod saying, yeah, I'm in the right here, being confused and a little scared because if it's that contagious, or there's something going on here where I have multiples coming up with these signs of sickness, then there's something wrong. When she realized that this was number 2 and she started taking all the biosecurity precautions that lots of vets take, we went in, we did a quick examination. I was telling her what I was doing, what I was treating, what the symptoms were, how often I'm treating, what I'm treating with. And she said, you should be getting some type of positive result with the management that you're practicing here. We went through things. She's like, did you change your minerals? Did you change your feed? Did you change your hay? What's changed? And I said, that's the scary part. Nothing has changed. Like, I didn't get a new batch of feed in. This is the same hay that we've been feeding for the last month. Like, the minerals are the same. Nothing is different. And decided to euthanize her. Now, we chemically euthanized her with a shot of sedation, and then the shot that actually ends their life. And the reason that we decided to chemically euthanize for Margie is because of the necropsy. If this is listeriosis, and this is something that's affecting neurological functions in my goat, then the brain needs to be intact, and that is not how we dispatch here. That is how we dispatch here. When I dispatch a goat that's down, or I humanely euthanize something myself, we usually use a 22 caliber pew, and it's in the back of the head, right in the noggin, so that the lights go out fast. It's quick, it's humane, but it would also destroy any tissue or samples that could be used to confirm if this is listeriosis or if this is something else. Because with it being the second goat, I am very worried. It's within a week's time, so a lot of the times in our barn we do what people would refer to as a rears and ears type of evaluation every day. When I let my goats out that door in the morning, as they walk past me, I let them walk past, and I check to see if anybody has muddy butts, if their butts are dirty, because that means that they've probably got loose stool, which means something's probably wrong in their digestive tract, which can be worms, could be a lot of things. And I check ears, because most of the time your livestock's ears should be perky, moving. It's when they're droopy and just kind of like there's not a lot going on with them that it makes them look sad. Then we pull aside. So that's called the rears and ears evaluation. We do it every day on our goats. And honestly, that's how we've caught some of this so fast. But she did say, she's like, listeriosis could be something. She's like, but have you thought about rabies? My livestock guardian dogs have been vaccinated for rabies. The cats are vaccinated for rabies. The livestock guardian dogs are in the pen every night. So there really shouldn't be any type of animal that's coming in that could infect them. But in the barn, I mean, I don't see any signs of rats or rodents, but that doesn't mean that something couldn't have happened to Merida and Margie and it can be swapped through saliva. So I have all of my feed pans pulled aside. You guys can tell I do the deep litter method, and I am doing the exact same thing I do every year, which is the deep litter deep litter method, which helps to create a healthy compost and a warm little bed underneath of your animals, as long as you keep the top layer bedded down and dry. It's kind of like a heating mat. But with this, knowing that my goats are picking it up from somewhere, I have to eliminate all potential risks, which is my bedding. I mean, it's just that time of year. They get fed hay in here at night. Even if I put it up in hay feeders, hay still falls on the ground. They still nibble at it. They still pick things up from the ground. So I am doing my best to try to eliminate that this weekend. I'm getting ready to take Miss Margie to the vet and drop her off to have a necropsy done. But it's just been a crazy couple of days here. Actually, it's been a week from hell, honestly. So that's where we're at with that. The babies are in there. Yes, we hear you. Babies are in there. Come on. Yeah. Nice to see. We're cleaning that. The one thing that I took out yesterday that I was worried about is because this could be given through saliva, and we kind of knew that even with listeriosis there could be swapping of bacteria from the saliva, is I have this molasses pail that's good for my does to have supplemental nutrients given to them while they're pregnant, but it's communal, which means all of my animals go to this. So because of that, it's being removed. I'm just going to throw it away because it's a risk. So I hear you, and I will give you your babies back later when you're milked. Does not want to be milked. But we'll be taking out our water. Our water is changed out often, but I'll be scrubbing that. The salt lick is salt, so I have less of a thought on that. But a lot of anything in here that could be a source, we're just going to take it out, get rid of it, change it, clean it, which means it's a lot more work. But honestly, I'd rather have a lot more work than lose any of these guys behind me. Is that Dreamer, babe?
It is.
Rubbing on you?
Because Gwen's over there.
Oh.
She's
Mark has trouble telling Dreamer from Gwen. But there's literally no markings outside of size that would really tell you they look different, because they even kind of look the same. You do. But that's where we're at, and that's the hell we're going through. But hopefully we're going to get past it. At least we've sent Margie off for a necropsy, and now we just wait to confirm what actually caused her and Merida's passing. It'll be a huge peace of mind to actually know what we're dealing with, even though I'm pretty sure that this is in fact listeriosis. Quick fact for people, as I noticed throughout this entire video that I didn't mention at one time, listeriosis is a zoonotic disease, which means it can pass from your animal to you. So be very careful while you're handling your animal. My vet had said that it's mostly in the saliva or in the manure. In both of these cases, neither one of them had really passed any fecal matter at all. And saliva was dealt with very precautiously. I know I touch my face a lot in these videos, but it's a stress response. And I'm very aware that it's zoonotic.